Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new episode of Legends. A quick update. We're going away for a bit at the mountains. So this weekend it's probably gonna be out of scope for new videos, but I'll definitely try. Maybe I'll be able to record something in the evening, but I don't know about the internet, so probably no uploads. But if I do manage to record anything, there'll be probably 2 videos on Sunday evening or maybe Monday. So enough about that. I've been trying to refine this couple of days this mage that I've been toying around with, and it's an invasion mage. Yeah, we're back to Invade decks. Because why not? And I wanted to state one clear fact, because a lot of people have been complaining, Ian Bits among them, and several others, that invasion mechanics has ruined the game. I beg to differ. Maybe you'll hate me, maybe you'll not, maybe you'll agree with me, but I will provide you a valid and solid argument, and if you can counterattack it, then be my guest and post it in the comments. But the argument that I found is pretty much foolproof. So everybody's been complaining about the RNG because, well, invasion behaves like Mondo Stone, and people have been exploiting. Let's say profiting from the RNG mechanics of gaining keywords and so on and so forth. And they're pretty much upset because the old decks have become ineffective, because sometimes invasion decks can recover from just 1 HP. We've seen that happen. Even I experience it. So, but that's... okay, that's no more RNG than the RNG mechanics that govern the drawing mechanics. Okay, let's make this clear. In fact, invasion decks are actually strategy oriented. And why is that? Well, as an invade player, if you know what you're doing, if you just burn your hand like a madman and hope like maybe I get something, okay, maybe you'll get something and you can win by RNG, I don't know, happens. But most of the time, if you do that, you'll lose, because other players know how to play against invade decks. And now, what did I meant by saying that the invasion decks are actually strategy decks? Well, there are some viable solutions of staying alive, and you actually need to strategize and build your deck around that particular goal. Stay alive and try to keep your gate alive through any means necessary, because that is the main strategy, not the RNG. For a good player that's playing Invade, it's not hoping to get some random keywords out of the RNG's mechanic from the gate. No, it's actually dropping a full level gate, no matter what that is, but you can say full gate by meaning it provides all the keywords. So that's no longer RNG, because each card, each Daedra you summon gets all the keywords. Whereas the RNG in that? There's absolutely no RNG in that. That's actually pure skill and strategy. Staying alive, maintaining gate level, trying to go to the uppermost level of the gate in order to summon creatures with all keywords, and then pushing for lethal with creatures having all keywords. So that's actually strategy, is not based on RNG, and that's exactly how I intend to play it. And you've seen me playing it and doing it in my my first video, playing a Gilthorn Invade control. I basically controlled the game and then burst an invade gate, and then summoned an Iron Atrona with full keywords. So that's basically skill, because that's your goal. Again, stay alive, buff that gate to maximum level and get all the keywords. Then you don't have to rely on any RNG mechanic. And anyone stating that you won by RNG is completely wrong, because you didn't. So this is my argument, and I have quite some strong analytical skills. I'm a software engineer after all, and this is a conclusion that I came up with. If you manage to prove me wrong, prove me wrong. But again, basing your chances of RNG from some random 1, 2, 3 keywords is not that far from using Munda Stone, for example, or a Royal Sage. That's RNG. Telvanni Spymaster with the Cruel Firebloom, that's RNG. Again, yeah, Royal Sage is RNG. There's that action that gives all your creatures keywords. That's RNG. There's a lot of RNG mechanics. Playing good strategy with Invade decks, that's completely non-RNG. If you agree with me, please leave a comment below. If you don't, please leave a comment below, even if you do not, and state your reasons. So this has been my plea, and what I understood from the gameplay of what's happening right now. So as I told you, I've been trying to refine this this Mage deck because you could say it's much better than a 75 card deck. It has only 50 cards, well 51 in my case because refining, duh. So we have Oblivion Invasion, Execute Invasion, Vanguard, Mythic Dawn Informer, Blast from Oblivion, Brilliant Experiment, Dremora Adept, Golden Initiate, Grizzly Gourmet, Invasion Marauder, Unexpected Arrival, Great Sigil Stone, Invasion Party, Sigil Keeper, Piercing Javelin, Alpha Conjurer, The Crisis Begins, Wilds Incarnate, and Forces of Destruction. So my initial runs with some previous incarnations of this deck had no Wilds Incarnate, so drawing was a problem. And I kind of struggled to make the deck good against Invade decks and non-Invade decks, because that's the goal right here, right? To be good against the majority of other decks that players are wielding out there. And what's best and interesting about this Mage deck in particular is the Brilliant Experiment. So you can actually pull some crazy stuff and not RNG by just bursting an Invade and then using Brilliant Experiment to get that Invasion Gate level whatever, in a copy of it into your hand. So if your opponent destroys it, you'll have backups. And if you're lucky, well, that's where the RNG, of course, with as with any other deck, you draw cards like any other deck. So if you're lucky in drawing a proper card, you can just lay down the buffed up Invasion Gate and then play like Forces of Destruction or Alpha Conjurer, or even some more Invasion decks, or maybe even the 3-cost action Unexpected Arrival that summons a random Daedra with cost equal to your Oblivion Gate's level, and that includes Iron, Ancient and Aspect of Scene. That's a Daedra too. So this is the deck. This is, I think, it's issue number 12, I think. I think it's pretty balanced right now. Has good control, has good survivability, and some decent drawing card mechanisms. So let's take it out for a spin. This is the first game I'm going to play this iteration, and hopefully we'll see how the deck behaves and if it's good or needs additional tinkering. All right. And we are up for the game, fighting against the Gilthorn. Let's see what kind of Gilthorn we're facing. I will throw away... Actually, I'll keep these. Pretty good cards. Even though I'm a bit skeptic about The Crisis Begins, but it's going to be a good removal. Ooh, Wilds Incarnate. Okay, so if we manage to mitigate damage, then we will be drawing 2 cards. Another javelin came up. The problem with having javelin in hand means it won't be available as a prophecy. We'll just trade, and we'll invade. And I think my opponent is playing Invasion Guildsworn. We'll see what happens with the gate in the shadow lane soon enough. Uh-oh. That's not something to toy around with. I'll try to put my things in the field lane. Like forcing my opponent to bring stuff in the field lane as well. While the shadow lane can stay pretty much intact, just having the gate. You just have to be wary of things getting cramped up in there. Trying to deal with our gate, most likely. So the ward went away. Drawing a Daedra. Gate is up to 6. I think we'll just have to remove it. Will that be enough to protect our gate? Probably not. Well, we have to remove the gate now, otherwise we might risk some burst invasion. We know how Guildsworn reacts, and how Guildsworn can be played. Execute. Well, it's a good thing we dealt with the gate.
You will die at my hand.
That's gonna get 4-3.
You will join my trophies, mortal.
And my opponent did not break my rune. See, people know how to play against Invade decks. Well, so do I, guess what? So I'm just gonna trade the 3-5. Summoning our own invasion gate while dealing with the enemy's invasion gate. It's pretty much our objective right here, right now. The deck with the highest invade gate on the board basically wins the game. While your opponent is out of removals. Okay, that has been dealt with. I'm not sure why exactly my opponent did not trade the 1-1 Daedra. Could have dealt the 1 damage into the gate. No clue there. We managed to reduce our opponent to just 18 HP, and we have the same number of cards, meaning my opponent burns a lot more cards per turn than me. Alright, we are at 7 Magicka. My opponent has 8 damage on the board. So I'm gonna drop Wilds Incarnate. That's basically gonna force my opponent into dealing with the Wilds Incarnate. We got an Execute, and we can deal with the gate next turn. Because I hate to use my Javelin on a tiny gate. I'd rather use a Javelin on something bigger. So right now, we're probably gonna be... Oh, an Unstoppable Rage. Interesting. Interesting. Very, very interesting. An Unstoppable Rage Guildsworn Invade deck. Nice. Now, we have a lot of cards. We just need to get back on the horse. We could leave that Invade gate alone. But we're getting close. 8 Magicka. That can mean a lot of stuff. I want to remove that Golden Initiate, though. It's being a pain in the ass. It's gonna keep applying damage constantly. So I'm gonna execute the gate. I'm gonna spawn my own gate. And I want to keep Zvara Atrina for later, when I manage to get all the keywords in the world. It's probably going to be another execute. Nope. Ooh. That's actually interesting. We got the 10 cost invade action. More invasion. Coming right up. Okay, my opponent is pushing for face. I think he realized that he needs to push it, otherwise I may be getting the upper hand. Let's see, 9 Magicka. 9 Magicka. Trade into that. I think we'll just have to invade, then play Blast from Oblivion to get rid of that Golden Initiate, or even the gate. Thing is, I can get rid of the gate only now. Well, except I have Javelin and I can get rid of it a bit later on, but again, getting close to 10 Magicka, my opponent could be playing the same 10 cost action. So let's try to invade here once, even though I wanted to save our action for when the gate was a full level. Oh, that's actually great. And let's get Blast from Oblivion on the Golden Initiate. And let's put a copy of the gate in our hand. Ooh. We copied the gate right on time. Execute was on the way. It was not the card that my opponent just drew. It was actually one of the cards already existing. So my opponent knows how to play against Invade. I'm not letting that gate survive. That is for certain. So I think I'm going to use the Crisis Begins. And summon my own gate.
I greet Oblivion with open arms.
Uh-oh. That's double invasion. And a bit bad. Oh, this is gonna suck. Javelin and Grizzly Gun Mate. Goodbye, gate. And we just drew a buffed up Dremor Adept. We have 2 in our hand. So we can pretty much burst an invasion. We also have the 4 cost action to triple invade. I'm getting low on HP there. I don't know if my opponent has more Dawn's Wrath in the deck or in hand. I guess he's waiting for the right time to play another Execute, or maybe Javelin, or maybe the Crisis Begins. I'm just going to populate the field lane a lot. This way I'm going to force him dealing with the field lane, because this field lane is getting quite powerful. Let's see what happens now. Will the gate be removed? Or not? That is the question. I can deal a lot of damage. My opponent is already missing 3 of his runes. That means I'm safe to deal damage all the way to 10 HP. What can I say? Early proactivity. Felt the mighty. And we're gonna probably see another invade. No, Dremora Adept, no invade. I think it's just trying to get rid of that gate. We can probably say that my opponent is out of removals right now. So it should be the best moment. Triple invade. Okay, and we invaded some more. Oh, that's a nice level there. Wow. 32. What kind of level is that? So again, we're focusing all of our stuff in the field lane. My opponent will have to deal with the field lane. Otherwise, it's game over. Pretty soon. Ha! Dawn's Wrath. Unfortunately, that big level gate. Again, strategy. I survived. I acted. I thought it would have. I thought it was a javelin. Well, here comes Forces of Destruction, and let's see what do we get. Oh, that's so sweet. Again, this is pure strategy, no RNG. I have a maximized gate, full keywords on every creature that I spawn. Reeve does his thingies, and I think I can push for damage. At this point, I'm not that really interested in what can happen. And why is that? Because I have a copied Oblivion gate in hand. And I can play another Forces of Destruction. So I pretty much avoided RNG altogether. Let's see that gate level. Let's snap a pic of it. Wow, level 26 gate. Now, I don't even have to rely on any RNG. Okay, that's an action. And I think that's pretty much it. 6 Magicka. There's nothing that my opponent can do to completely destroy the board. Even if Reeve survives, that's lethal damage by itself. So, yeah, the game is over. I must say, my opponent played very well and did a pretty good job. But better strategy and better consistency by playing a 50 card deck proved to be victorious. Cheers, mate. Thank you for the game. So, thank you guys for watching. Please let me know about your opinion on the issue that I stated with RNG and Invade. Thanks to my channel supporters, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.